A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. We tend to try to keep things pretty PG-13 around here, but this is an improv podcast. So, who knows what we're going to say. Sometimes we throw in some swearing, some sexual content, and some violence. So, as a general warning, viewer discretion is advised. Also to be noted, the opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We love the game and we like talking about it. So, any criticisms are really just all in good fun. That being said, wizards, please hire us. All right, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
Yeah. No D&D. It's like a fortune cookie game. You just say D&D after it. It makes it funnier, right? D&D. May fortune find you. D&D.
Okay. So
Why are you saying do not disturb after all your fortune cookies?
Because I really don't want to be disturbed right now.
Oh boy, human horror is completely within the bounds of my comprehension.
Exactly.
Man-made horrors, that's what it is.
5 D&D.
See? It sticks, it works.
Does it?
There's the horse again!
That's the door!
D&D. It's the door D&D.
It's a mimic.
Reminds me of that one XP level 3 video where he had the Dorngen.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about the Dorngen. Thank you for putting man-made horrors fully within my comprehension back into my head.
You're welcome, D&D.
Okay, we're getting done with this bit. Let's roll the intro so I don't have to hear this anymore.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertusik.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan.
We're talking about One D&D.
Woo!
I
swear, I think she's gonna open it again because I just heard it open and I think she went back on.
That one sounded like a baby.
Yeah.
It's the front door.
You got
Jordan having
like,
2 horses and a baby being brought into her house.
No, it's the mimic.
Jordan's gonna walk out into the living room and it's gonna be a whole barn out there.
See, I think it would be pretty cool if there was a horse in the living room. If there's a baby in the living room, I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
What if it's a baby horse?
Then that's okay.
All right. Welcome, everyone.
We know what to get her for Christmas now.
Huh? No.
If you give me a baby for Christmas, I'm gonna be pissed.
A baby horse. Get Ashlyn on the line. All right. Yeah, we're here to discuss One D&D as it stands as of peek behind the curtain, October 14th, 2022.
Spooky month. Woo!
It's a spooky month.
In November.
No, this is November.
No. Might be different by then. We're still in the classes phase of feedback right now.
Yes.
So
we got expert classes and also what was that one called? Character options? Is that what the other one? Or character origins?
Just
yes.
click on options.
Yeah.
Character origins is already done with its feedback.
True. But these are the 2 One D&D playtest materials that we currently have access to and we want to talk about because it's crazy, right? That's insane.
It's something. No.
I have not read any of it.
And everyone likes talking about it. I haven't seen a whole lot on like D&D TikTok, but I've seen a lot on D&D Twitter and a lot on D&D YouTube.
Oh, I've seen a bit on D&D TikTok.
I saw one, but also I don't get on there a whole lot.
I do.
That's all that's all over my For You page when I get on there.
Yeah.
There's One D&D. Really?
Yeah.
I always viewed D&D TikTok more as like just only focus on RP and no one really knows what edition they're playing. But maybe, like I said, I don't get on there a whole lot.
Well, I guess you have like D&D TikTok and then you have TTRPG TikTok.
Yeah.
That kind of intersect. So I would say it's more TTRPG TikTok where it's more mechanical.
Yes. Now, as we were saying earlier, before we recorded, we've kind of already spoken a little bit about it here and there between each other. I know I've read both of the documents and provided feedback for the one that I could already. So we're going to talk about it more. We're going to try and keep it fresh and hip for everybody. But we
I've
might,
only skimmed and like watched things about it.
yeah.
Not Fripp.
Reminds me of a meme I saw way back when the first one, the character origins feedback was announced, and it was like, all right, do the survey, tell us what you thought. And there was a meme that was like, sure, it was the Anakin, what's her name meme.
Oh,
like,
Padme.
Oh, the Padme, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, the new feedback is out. You're not going to provide feedback solely based on memes that you saw on subreddits, right? Anakin. Padme,
That's me.
right?
It's me.
It's kind of me. It's not just based on memes. It's me also reading it, but none of us play.
I didn't take
third
the survey because I
horse.
didn't. It's yeah.
Give me visual proof or I will not believe you.
Visually watch the horses.
Sure.
Oh. But yes, we should say right out the gate, none of us have play tested any of this. It's literally just us reading the rules and believing how that would play out, probably only based on how we play. So
I mean, we've played enough between like 5th edition and whatever the fuck we played when we started. Like, I think we have a pretty good way to imagine how this would play.
Bazinga
True.
edition.
Because it's a big joke.
Oops, no rules.
All right.
What edition do you play? Bazinga.
Big Bang Theory rules.
No, we are not playing by the Big Bang Theory rules.
I take it back.
They're
I take
worse
it
than
back.
us.
Okay, so I don't know. What do you guys want to start? Do you guys want to start with the new stuff, or do you want to retread the old one first? So I'll leave it to you two.
We can go back to the beginning.
All the way back to one. No, we're gonna go back to what was the first one called? Chivalry.
Advanced
Zero
Dungeons
D&D.
and
Oh.
Dragons. No, it was called Chainmail.
Yes, chainmail. We're gonna go all the way back to
Actually,
chainmail.
It was called the First Crusade, not a game, just like the First
It
Crusade.
was called Life.
That's when a sorcerer cast Meteor Swarm for the first time.
Actually, if you want to be really technical about it, if you want to go all the way back, we would have to go back to the war games that were played before D&D that D&D's based off of.
All right, let's do it.
Like the First Crusade? It was a war game for the generals. They just kind of sat over there. Anyway, so start with the first one, character origins. So, for those of you that aren't in the know, if you haven't heard about this somehow, first off, I'm sorry. I hope your rock rent is not that expensive. Secondly, this is pretty much just about the races that are available in the new PHB, as well as some feats and how the spell system works. I think that's all that's in this one. But let's go over some of that. Oh, and backgrounds.
I am devastated that they got rid of half races.
They didn't get rid of them. They just made them like a pretty much just say you are one thing.
Flavor
I hate
moment.
it.
It's not any. It doesn't give you any stats or anything. It's just flavor now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wizards can pry half elves from my cold fucking dead hands.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't like that they got rid of it, just because I do like the idea of certain half races being so abundant that they're substantially different from other races like half orcs and half elves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there were tons of other half races in D&D that didn't get their own races.
Mhm.
That like Gulrics, which are half Goliath, half orcs. I can't think of any other off the top of my head, but I know there are more. I mean, there's pretty much any race can breed with a human and have a half human, half whatever they are baby. So there were so many more that didn't have their own races that I would say, if you want to be fair to all of those races, you would say this is a good thing, because now they're all together and you can just say, yeah, I'm half whatever this is.
Well, I don't. I really like half elves.
Jordan, no.
No.
I take this in a good light, because now this is a challenge. This is not, instead of viewing it as look at what we lost, I'm saying look at what we've gained. They said I can flavor any half now. Guess what? I'm half centaur, half minotaur. I'm full human. And they can't
you got
stop
the
me.
like worst side of the Punnett square.
Bet.
Your brother is horse and bull on.
He's just a horse with a bull's head.
Yeah.
You don't even want to meet my sister. But yeah, I think
Bull legs on a horse torso,
with,
but just two.
with a lot of the 1D&D stuff, I think a lot of it is that one Rick and Morty meme of okay, that was always allowed.
Yeah.
But I still think it's very funny now that since half elf and half orc are officially gone, there is nothing stopping me except for my individual DM to be like, yes, I wish to be half goblin, half I don't know, gnome. And I will
Goblin.
yeah, you must respect my description. My character will bring it up at every opportunity. It is a fact of my character.
Well, and I think also because this is part of this is performative and based on outrage that I've seen on the internet. The thing that we have to remember is because the new edition is coming out does not mean that the other editions just go away. So if you still want to play a half elf, you can just play a half elf.
They do say this is supposed to be backwards compatible, and so far it does technically seem like there would be nothing stopping you from just playing 5e half elf or half orc, because none of their stuff is like causing a problem with any of the new rules yet.
Yeah.
And who knows? This is only the PHB stuff, so maybe down the line they'll make like half Volos, half guide to half monsters, and it'll be all the half races you can imagine. I don't know.
Every single one. We just took every other race and crossed them with a human, and that's what this entire book is.
Okay, prediction promotional for the print copies of the book. You have to figure out who has the other half of your book, so they cut it like they split it, and so someone gets the bottom half and the top half, and it's a community building activity. You have to figure out who has the same serial number book that you do.
I completely agree, but to make it more challenging, instead of it being top and bottom, I want it to be left and right. You have the book split hot dog style.
Spine and someone has we do both.
There you go. You get a top, a bottom, or a left or a right.
It's like left and right twigs.
No, Volo's guide to the other half.
Oh, that I feel like that's something they wouldn't really do, but they'd kind of do. Like they
that's
release
like a
100
Cards
like
Against
that.
Humanity style promotion, like when they put glitter in the Pride packs. Like
yeah.
I feel like that's more Cards Against Humanity style.
Oh, I'd still pay for it.
Start publishing D&D books.
Oh my gosh! Don't threaten them with a good time.
I will.
I would love to see Cards Against Humanity style D&D. That would be amazing.
We'll just play the Rick and Morty D&D.
Oh no.
Or instead of dice, we just pull Cards Against Humanity cards.
I roll to seduce the barmaid. It says here there's a slur. No.
Hot cheese!
No! Taryn has just loaded the deck with all hot cheese cards.
Speaking of Taryn, I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't mention his favorite idea for how the half stuff should be done. He thinks that they should be back, but rather than there being an official half elf or half orc or whatever, it should be you get to pick and choose some features of the human or whatever half race you choose.
Did say that. I like that idea. That's a cool idea.
It's a min-maxer's dream. I'd have to see it in practice because it could be something where it gets really annoying, but it might be okay if the game balance is solid. But there might be something super annoying where it's like one feature is you get advantage on attacks or something like pack tactics, and another feature is when you have advantage you deal extra damage. And then it's just like, okay, buddy, calm down.
It's one of the optional rules, and your DM has to approve it before you play.
Yes, but if there isn't any funky rule interaction that makes it just broken and annoying, it could be really good. I do think it could be a really good alternative to have half races as being you get one or the other.
The min-max race.
Yeah, multi-racing.
That is another way to say half race, yeah.
Is it? Well, I guess it is, isn't it?
Nice.
So that's our concept on what we've lost. Let's look at what we've gained. Ardling, thoughts?
I have no thoughts.
I don't dislike them. I just dislike their physical description. They're furries.
I have very little thoughts on it because this is what happens whenever there are new like races introduced to D&D. I don't think about them until I have a character idea for them. Then I'll go look at them and be like, "Oh, cool! I can do stuff with that."
But I
until
also
that point, I don't care.
yeah, I also want to know what makes them any different from an Isomar.
They're furries.
Isomars are well, what's the furry word for like birds? Because they got wings.
Beakies? I don't know.
I didn't know there was a furry word for bird furries.
Well, because there's a furry word for lizard furries.
I think that is the only
Scalies?
one though. I think there's scalies, and then everything else is a furry.
Okay. So
It's
then
like how, yeah, technically.
Isomar are also furries because they got the angel wings.
But those are only for a limited time only.
Ardlings are only allowed to have their head for a limited time. No,
Wait, actually, I haven't
No.
read it.
No, in Levi's world, yes, but no. Oh,
No, I don't see any problem with them. I'm just like, why though? Like, what makes them substantially different from a lot of the other races that are already here?
I freaking love the Ardlings. Now, people are gonna hate me just for saying that. That's fine. I love them purely because they are ugly.
It's
It's
pug
like a
logic.
pug situation, yeah.
No, I don't necessarily think they're ugly, but obviously they're weird. I saw someone say the most accurate description is that they look like Egyptian gods as portrayed in like the myth of like
That was the first thing that
human
I thought
body.
with the yeah.
and then head of an animal, because I'm pretty sure that is what they are.
Mhm.
Which is interesting. I like it as an option now. I don't know if I would use it, but I very much appreciate it. You don't have to go full like Tabaxi level or Leonin or whatever now. You can do, and I guess, Minotaur and Centaur and Satyr and all those are also there. But if you don't want to go Greek, you can do the more Egyptian route, and you also get a handful of really good race abilities that they have as well. But I just like, because it's an interesting look. Like I can't remember. I think I told you guys when I first saw them. Is like one of my biggest hangups about new races in D&D is none of them are very unique some of the times.
Mhm.
Like the Vedalken. No, it's not the Vedalken. It's the Verdan and the Goblin and a few others. It's literally just how many small green people can you make? Or also, let's just look at the list of elves.
Oh yeah, the
How many
list
different-
of elves is getting a little bit
Oh
too
my god, I
long.
just found when I was looking up pictures of Ardlings to see what they look like, I found a giant chart of what we were just talking about of half races.
Hey, I knew someone would do it.
Ardling and human is a half Ard. Dragonborn human, half drag.
The
Gnomen
names
human is a gnomon.
the names needs some improvement, but
Tiefling and human is Teeth Man.
that sounds like a villain.
Man.
Ardling. Oh, you're not ready for Dragonborn and Ardling.
You're right.
Dragon Bardling.
Oh, what
Well,
the
it's
heck?
not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Dwarf and
Bardling.
Dragonborn. Dwagonborf.
Dwarf! What the heck?
It's like a woo speak dragon and then Borf. It's Dwagonborf.
That sounds horrible.
Oh my god! Wait, you're gonna have to send that to us later, and we'll pick that up after when we're not filming.
We'll have to post that on Twitter. Credit
I'm
the
saving
original
this
person. 'Cause that's hilarious.
That's beautiful.
Dwarf.
Dragonborn.
Tag yourself on
Dwarf orc, dork.
Hey, that's me. Never mind. I tagged myself over there.
Gnome orc, nork.
The orc ones would all be pretty good.
Halfling orc, horkling. Tieflork. Oh no, dwarf tiefling, twerfling.
Dwarfling. Whoa.
Gneefling.
In any case.
Edgeling.
Oh, it's me in middle school.
You were a half tiefling, half ardling?
No, I was just not an edge lord. I was an edgeling. So, yeah, the Ardling, I really enjoy the option for the flavor of being like, check me out. I'm a cool Egyptian god looking guy now. And also, they got really cool race features as well. There's something else I was going to say about that, but I've forgotten what it was. That's pretty much the gist of why I really like them. It's because they look different. They're a visually distinctive race that you can imagine, and nothing else quite looks like them. which I appreciate.
It's certainly interesting.
Exactly. That's obviously the thing I like the most about the game is the craziest stuff that you can play, the cooler it looks and all that, without being intrusive. Like honestly, the Minotaur goes a little crazy for me because it's like I feel like you have to make them a big, like a really big character, almost like an orc.
Big blue.
Yeah. But the crazier things you can play, like the Plasmoid, I think is a really good thing that you can do now. Same with the three green, the ant people.
3 green?
Yeah, that thing. The 2 R's hurt me. But I think Ardling is another one that's like, okay, this is a unique race that does not look at all like another one, doesn't play at all like another one, and I appreciate that. So that's my thoughts on Ardling.
I found an image of a plasmoid in a maid outfit. I'm done.
You hadn't seen that yet?
Nope.
Get off Google.
Now I have.
I think that's all any of the new stuff. The only other thing is we found out tieflings and humans can now be small or medium. Cool.
Small.
As we had said earlier, this is another it feels like another one of the Rick and Morty is that was always allowed, but it's cool that it's in the rules now, I guess.
Yep.
I know there's a handful of ones prior to this that aren't from the PHB that had similar options. I'm pretty sure whether you could be small or medium.
So far, a lot of the stuff that I've seen just seems to be implementing and writing a lot of table rules that people had already that were just like, yeah, we do this in our game, but it's not technically part of the game.
Exactly. I'll admit, I've never played a tiefling. Well, no, I did play a tiefling, but I can't remember if this is how it worked. The Fiendish Legacy, I'm pretty sure is different. Where it's got the Abyssal, Chthonic, Infernal. You get spells depending on which legacy.
Oh no, I don't think you were able to pick your spells before.
That's what I was thinking.
It was you got Fiendish
Hellish
Legacy
Rebuke.
or Infernal Legacy, and yeah, you got Hellish Rebuke only.
Okay, so yeah, this is different.
Or maybe not. Maybe you also got Darkness.
I think you got something else, but it was at a higher level, and Hellish Rebuke is the one that everybody remembers because it's like the tiefling thing.
Yeah, that's in here. That's if you choose the.
But
Infernal.
yeah, you didn't get to choose Abyssal or Chthonic.
Yes,
no, that's cool though.
Is that Cthulhu?
No, that's a Greek. That's what they call Hades' underworld is Chthonic.
Think that what?
Yeah, no joke.
Why they got so many names for things?
But anyway, I very much like this. I think it's a very fun way to add some flavor to your tiefling now. Especially because you get
it's already tea.
But now you get to fling it. Oh! But yeah, you can be resistant to poison damage, necrotic damage, or fire damage, and then also learn some spells. So tiefling, honestly, for me, that's bumped it up in something I might play again. Before I thought I was just indifferent on them.
Now I think everyone should go play tieflings as their next characters. I don't think they're overrepresented in D&D at all.
I always think people should play tieflings.
And I think everyone should just go play more of them.
My character for Pertuzit's next campaign is a tiefling.
Tiefling fans eating good tonight.
Well, actually, they might not be. It might be starving because I don't know if you saw one of the biggest criticisms is that they are now accepted largely throughout the multiverse because of their victories of being kind people and stuff.
But that's how D&D lore works.
I know, but a lot of people got so mad.
Or also, here's the ultimate solution for all of these things that people have complaints about. Just play homebrew.
Yeah, true though.
Just play homebrew.
No, don't you understand? I have to play in the Wizards of the Coast sponsored universe for everything ever.
A lot of people kind of do.
Play homebrew.
Or at least just change this part about it if you really must.
Yeah, you don't have to follow the. If you don't like that for some reason, just don't add it.
You guys don't follow the holy book of the player's handbook?
I
and have to adhere to every single thing.
Handbook.
You guys read those books?
I've read the parts that are relevant to the characters that I play.
I read them once to understand the game and have never read them again unless I need rules.
I literally just look at the features and then say, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Any flavor text or fluff text, out. My eyes glaze over. Other than that, there's another one I was going to look at that got a bit of a change I wanted to look at. I've forgotten. I think Dragonborn is more or less the same.
Dragonborn.
What the heck?
That was the Dragonborn doing his shout, his famous shout.
Oh,
The
gotcha.
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn. I feel like someone said something about gnome back when this came out, but I can't remember. So moving on.
Gnome.
Auto gnome. Backgrounds. I love what they did with backgrounds.
I really like what they did with
I
backgrounds
dig
too.
it.
We had an entire episode about this, and they did it again. More proof that Wizards of the Coast
Oh my god, yes.
watching our stuff
I didn't even
and being
think
like,
about that.
these guys know what they're
Know what
talking
they're
about,
doing.
and then putting it
Wizards,
in the
please
game.
hire us. Wizards, please.
That sounds desperate, Jordan. Cut it out.
It's in our intro. I put it in our intro.
No, we have to be aggressive, because if they
Oh.
start realizing that we're gonna like put up a fight and actually try to take our ideas back, then they'll hire us.
Please hire us.
Wizards, hire us, or else.
Yeah.
We'll not do anything at all about it.
We'll just
No,
be
you
very,
don't tell.
very
You don't
sad.
tell them that part.
Oh, what? Yeah, we'll just be sad.
We'll just be very, very sad. Wizards, please.
Oh, but yeah, no, I like what they did. For anyone that doesn't know out there that's listening, for the backgrounds, they've made it to where our ability scores are tied to backgrounds rather than race now. And they've changed the languages for what you get. And every background comes with a feat.
It's 3.5.
Mm-hmm. I love the feat part. The ability score part I like as well.
What? You like
Yes.
feet?
I like the fact that backgrounds come with feet.
No.
Yes. I don't believe there was any new backgrounds, except maybe Farmer.
I think Farmer is new, because I believe the one we have on D&D Beyond is homebrew.
That's what I thought.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, cool. And of course, with the urchin, or not really with the urchin, but the urchin's language, it gets its common sign language. That's now an official
I
language.
love that
It's
they've
common
added
sign
that.
language.
I think that's so cool.
I think it's really funny, because Taryn once did a character who was mute, and instead of, doing the logical thing and being like, I'm gonna know sign language.
No, he did know sign
Oh,
language.
that's right, he did know sign language,
Mhm.
but because no one could understand him, after the first session, he came to me and was like, Levi, can we make a spell so that if I cast it on someone, they know sign language? Because
Which,
no
I mean,
one
it
could
worked.
understand him.
But now people can. I just think it's really cool whenever we add stuff like that into the game. And I think that it's also interesting that they added it as the urchin's language. So that I like that it's kind of like an addition to Thieves' Cant in that way. But also
think
just
it's
as an
Not just
accessibility
rogues
addition.
can know Thieves Can't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Certain backgrounds get to know Thieves Can't too.
Yes, criminal. And I think there's another one. Might just be criminal. Yeah, the comments language is fine. Again, I feel like that's one of those ones where that was always allowed, because like Taryn literally did it in our first one. But sure, nice that it's there. I don't like that Urchin gets it. That one feels weird to me, because like I don't know why they get it and not someone else. I don't know who else would get it, but I don't feel like an Urchin should get it. Why would an Urchin know that in particular? I don't know.
For funsies.
I guess, but why not a Pilgrim then?
I mean, you could probably add it. Like, I feel like everything's negotiable.
Yeah, for sure. It's just weird to me that Urchin gets it, because like I think of an Urchin as like just someone on the street that's like struggling to survive and stuff, but for some reason they can speak with their hands. They know sign language. That feels like something just slightly more academia related. I don't know what exactly.
Why
Maybe
do
it depends on how
soldiers
you
get
play it.
goblin?
Because all soldiers are goblins, I
The
guess.
Goblin Wars.
Yeah.
They study the strategies of goblinoid generals. I forgot about that. I forgot that's like actually a thing.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
It's
that's not a bit?
No, like hobgoblins are supposed to be like a super militarist society,
Yeah.
Yo.
and obviously the regular goblins are like their cannon fodder. So yeah.
Some of these are a bit of a stretch. Like it definitely feels like they tried to let every language be represented in this. There wasn't a whole bunch of overlap. Like for every language they had in One D&D, they let every background, like all the backgrounds had at least it once. But the one I think everyone kind of agreed on was a little silly was Charlatan knowing Infernal.
Yeah.
See, I don't care about any of this until I get a background that gives me Sylvan inherently.
There is one.
There's
There
a
is one?
handful. I have it
Hermit.
too.
Hermit
Again, I
gives you
haven't read
Sylvan.
this stuff.
Yeah.
Hermit gives you it, and what's the other one that gives you it?
Okay, but hermit sucks.
What?
What? You don't want... Wait, I gotta
I
go back up
hate
to
the
hermit.
hermit, but
You don't
go
want
back and watch our
magic
backgrounds
initiate,
episode.
primal, and herbalism kit proficiency, and actually medicine is a pretty good proficiency, and religion's a pretty decent proficiency.
Oh no, we're not talking about the features. Again, go listen to our backgrounds episode. We're not talking about the features. We're talking about the fact that you have to be so far removed from everybody
Oh, that's
that
true.
it makes RP boring.
That's true.
But you could be a hermit that's like, whoa, I left this world? Man, I really shouldn't have been a hermit all this time, and you regret everything.
I
You can do
already
that.
regret most things. I don't need to do that in D&D.
Oh wow, Levi, look at that. Now you have 2 whole options for RP. Oh. But no, no, that was the only one that gave Sylvan. I thought there was no, but I was wrong.
Okay,
'Cause,
so
like,
it doesn't count, and there are no backgrounds that give Sylvan.
some of these double up. Like Dwarvish is on here like twice or 3 times. Elvish is on here a couple times. So I was hoping Sylvan would be on here twice, but no. Celestial, Orc, and Sylvan
Double up.
are
Sylvan
not.
is my favorite D&D language. I take it in every character because nobody else takes it, and then I'm the only one that can read the shit.
Because
That's
it's
true.
the Fey language, and Fey rarely come into play ever.
No, that's not why. It's the Fey language, and we know that's your brand, Jordan. So none of
Yep.
us take it.
And Arlo also can speak, read, and write Sylvan, even though she can't read or write.
Exactly. But yeah, overall, I quite like the overhaul for backgrounds. It's what we said in our episode. I believe we
Yeah, if
talked
you-
before. There
If
was
you
some.
want to hear a whole hour-long explanation of how we feel about backgrounds, go watch our earlier episode all
As
about
I say,
backgrounds.
yes, go. It will probably be linked somewhere.
You'll wait to hear what we have to say about the Rakdos cultists or whatever it was.
Yeah, we'll have an
Um,
entire 4-hour special on them. Don't worry.
Yeah. We rented out a clown posse and everything. So I know we've had some internal discussion prior about the ability scores. I don't know if it was us or if it was just other parts of our D&D group though. Didn't somebody say they would have preferred if ability scores were half your race, half your background?
Yes, I think
Yes.
that. Yeah,
I think it was Taryn.
Oh, it was Tara. We don't have to
was it
talk
Taryn
about
or was it Dylan?
I think it might have been both of them. I think they might have been on the same side.
That feels correct. Which I can kind of see. It would be annoying if your background, like if you, I don't know. Because like ideally now, well, I guess the problem is like if you are trying to min-max a character,
Yeah.
now you have to pick a certain background and you're like, well, I don't want to be that background though. I'm
Mhm.
trying to play a cleric, so I picked acolyte as my background, but I don't want to be an acolyte really. I'm upset. I guess that's when you would want your race to give you your ability scores instead.
Be a cultist.
Or just be better at writing characters.
That's what I mean, that's mean. I wouldn't say that.
I would absolutely say that. Be better at writing your characters.
Dang, Jordan gatekeeping again.
I agree with her though.
Do the patented Jordan method for character creation, and
Yeah.
you can't go wrong.
We were talking about this. Yeah.
I do like that criminal has thieves can't now. I have mixed feelings. I kind of like it and I kind of don't, because part of me is like, oh, but now rogues don't have their own language. But I'm also like, oh, but sick. But now I don't have to be a rogue to speak that language.
Yeah. I
But
feel
you
like
do have
it
to be a
goes both
criminal.
ways.
True.
Which would make sense because I'm assuming that if you're playing a rogue, you are gonna want something else, like, but because if I know the criminal is like a one that gets picked for rogues a lot, so now that kind of opens up the spectrum of what else you can
Yes.
pick. Oh,
No.
without, like, I don't have to get all my stuff from criminal now.
You have to make people actually be creative with their rogues. That's right,
Yeah.
everyone. You're not pickpockets anymore. Be literally anything else. Just try it. See
What?
what happens. Yeah.
No.
or again, write your own shit. If you like
Exactly.
some of the stuff
What?
from criminal and like some of the stuff from noble, put it together. I'm not at all talking from personal experience.
Yeah, make a crimiноble.
I prefer
Crimes
Niminal.
and noble. Barnes and Noble.
That's if you're the farmer noble, is Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
Shoot, what was I gonna say about that? Oh, dude, but if you do get criminal and rogue and you get thieves cant from both, does that mean you get expertise in thieves cant? You can just speak it really well.
Okay, I actually
squared.
like that though. I feel like that should be something. I feel like that should be something.
I have no idea what. Maybe like advantage on charisma checks in the spoken language or something. You're
Thieves
just really
can't swear.
eloquent. Yeah, I don't know, but it'd be really funny. I specifically
I
am
actually
going.
invented Thieves Can't.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
feel like if you on D&D Beyond, I think if it overlaps with things, it lets you pick a different thing.
yeah. I think that's the normal way it works, but I just
Mhm.
think it'd be really funny if you
Thieves
got it from
can't
two
too.
sources.
The
Shove
third
it
option.
together. Do that for any language. If you get it from two different things, shove them together. Get expertise in
It's
the
like
language.
you can speak like the Shakespearean version of it.
Yeah.
You studied abroad for a year, so you're like really fluent.
Yeah.
You get to say forsooth in Thieves Can't.
What would that even be?
I don't know. I don't speak it.
Backwards, it would be backwards.
Serendipitously.
So,
Lorem ipsum.
so we're confused. Let's move on to
We
feats.
got off topic.
Feats.
Feet?
Mostly, we got actually a good chunk of changes in the feats, which I think is good because then now you get a lot more feats just through the game, which we all, like we said before, would be nicer because then you have more customizability.
Yeah, most of the feats got good reworks for them.
Yes.
Agreed.
Alert.
Alert, really good.
The initiative swap. For those of you who don't know, alert feat as it currently stands, I believe it gives you you add your proficiency bonus to initiative. You also, or is alert just +5? I think.
I think alert right now is just +5. Yeah.
That's right. It's just
It's
+5.
something.
Yeah. You can't be surprised at all, and I think that's it for alert currently. Alert in this now, you add your proficiency, which is more scaling. So I kind of like that. It's not going to be as strong as +5 until like way later, but it's it's a different change. Might be healthier, maybe
I
not.
really like the initiative swap though. That's really
That's
good.
a really cool feature, and I think it would have been really useful in the past.
Yes, I've explained to you guys how I feel about the initiative swap.
Now go ahead and explain to the greater internet.
I think it's been a long time ago too, so I'm not sure if I remember.
Oh, I know.
So since I'm currently
Oh
DMing,
yeah, I remember. Yep.
where I'm the current DM, I make a lot of homebrew, including a lot of homebrew weapons and feats and monsters and stuff. And I made this ability that no one's gotten yet, where you can swap around in initiative order, but I didn't tell anybody, so no one believes me when I say that I came up with it first.
It's almost like, hear me out, Wizards is spying on us and taking our ideas.
You don't
That's
say.
right. That's how we moved on from Wizards are listening to us to Wizards are spying on us, because I was like, I didn't even say anything about
It's
this
in
one,
your
and they
D&D
made it.
Beyond.
It's been there for a while too. It's been there for months. But anyway. But yes, now you can swap yourself. You can, with a friendly creature, one willing ally, you can swap your initiative with them, which is actually very handy and very tactical. I really like it.
Especially if like a backline spellcaster gets first in initiative and they're like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Please
And
don't make me go first.
Or
one
like
of the frontline fighters has this and they're like, just give me that.
Yeah, when I played
Crazies.
Victor, I so would have chosen to let anyone go before me, because always it was like, I go first because I got really high initiative. I run as far forward as I can. I get hit with 50 arrows.
Which also, yeah, to be fair, this could be used for people that have high natural initiative too, if they don't want to be first.
That's how I would use it, because I was like, I don't want to go out there. TJ, you go.
Switch with Saladin, who has the negative to initiative.
That'd be funny. I'd go last. Oh my god.
When you guys were like in the 18, 19 levels, I got a 35, Saladin. I got a 0. All right, so we
I got
switch.
a -1.
Yeah. Oh,
Saladin somehow just breaks time and space by going so slow, he's actually the fastest.
True. I don't know how the heck you RP this, but game wise, like the mechanic wise, it's fun. But yeah, I don't know how you explain.
I feel like
this.
you could figure something out, like.
True.
The
I
fastest
can't
person
think of
just
anything
shoves
right now.
the slowest person in front of them.
Or
Or
you just
something.
going with the name of the feat, you alert your other party members to action faster. Because I
Yeah.
always think initiative is like how fast your reaction time is to the events that are unfolding.
Yeah.
And so maybe the initiative switch is just like, hey, look, that's happening, and then they act faster instead of.
True. That makes sense. I prefer to take this in like the Warhammer route and find the thing that makes the least sense. I think
Of course.
with this alert feat, you now have a psychic link that you can establish with one person in like a nanosecond to make them react quicker.
That
There we
also
go.
works.
Instead of it being a literal thing, it's now like insane. Yeah, that's
What are
alert.
some other feats
Yeah,
that are
let's look at
pretty
others.
good? Lucky, but Lucky's always been good.
Lucky, but now you get to impose disadvantage on the DM, which is hilarious.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of better.
Yes.
Which, like, how would you think you could make Lucky any better? Like, Tavern Brawler.
Tavern Brawler got a huge buff. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I already love Tavern Brawler. I love the new Tavern Brawler even more.
Tough
Whenever
is
you
all
roll
the
a
same.
damage die for your unarmed strike, you can re-roll the die if it rolls a 1.
You can
Most-
shove.
Yeah, you can shove now, and furniture as weapons.
Yeah. With actual rules for what the furniture or weapons are.
Great club.
Not just improvised weapon. Tough, same as always.
Tough is still tough. Good old tough.
Yep, nice. It's
Oh,
a pretty balanced
reliable.
feat. Yeah, it's skilled is still skilled.
Yep. Although now skilled is a leveled feat,
What?
isn't it? Yes, it's a repeatable feat
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
that
can
was
take
added.
multiple times.
That
so
is
you can
cool.
become the literal skill
Mm.
junkie. Like,
Yes,
Promise?
you can just keep doing it and get skill and everything. Which I hope that means they'd make what I forget what the name of the feat is where you get expertise.
I don't
But
remember.
I hope they make that repeatable too. So like you play a fighter, but literally every ASI you take either skilled or the expert feat or whatever it is.
I do think the whole repeatable feat thing is very interesting, and I think it does give a little bit more credence to some of those feats that were like, oh, I get like proficiency in 2 things, but I can only do it once, so it's really not worth it compared to something like Lucky or Tough.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me almost wants to make like all feats repeatable, so that way you can lie in your own bed if you make it. Like I took the lucky feat 5 times, which means I have 15 lucky points. But like you use them all and nothing happens.
Oh, that would be horrible.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Some of those it just wouldn't work like at all. Like some of
Tough.
the one
It
use
would
ones.
not work for Tough.
No. But I like the idea that they've opened up the door for the idea of
What would that
repeatable
be? If
feats.
you're a fighter and you can take a feat every. Do fighters take it every 2 levels, or is it
It's
2 and then 4 and then 2 levels and then 4?
it's every 2 after the first 4, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that means you get the normal classes get 5.
You can just look it up. You can just
Yeah, I can look it up. Yeah, I have D&D Beyond. Why am I looking at
Yeah.
this?
And count ASI or ability score improvement.
Fighter.
I don't think
hardly know
Savage
her.
Attacker change. Musician is a new feat, but when
1,
we first
2,
talked
3,
about it,
4, 5, 6, 7. So fighters get 7.
7.
So if they got the tough feat 7 times, that's 40 hit points 7 times.
280 at level 20.
Plus whatever they already rolled, which they have a D10, so it's probably going to be in the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Sounds your uncle.
And if they have a +5, let's assume they roll a 1 every time and they have a +5 Constitution modifier. That's going to be 6 HP per level for 20 levels.
Except the first level, which would
Except
be
the first level,
15.
which would be 15. So, 1 second, I'm getting my calculator. 6 times 20. No, 6 times 19. 6 times 19. What?
It'd be 139 plus 280. Should be like 420 almost.
Yeah, if
Or
you
over
rolled
420.
minimum.
Yeah. That's all you got to do. Just take tough a bunch of times and play a fighter.
Just make tough repeatable.
And have your con
You're the
maxed
DM.
out.
You can choose if it's repeatable or not.
True. This was always allowed, except it definitely wasn't, and it still
Yeah.
isn't.
Except you're insane if you do it.
Or genius.
Exactly. Yeah, we got the new musician feat. You get proficiency with some musical instruments, and you can play an inspiring song to give inspiration.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember when this first came out and we saw this, Jordan and I were talking, and we said that this was just you say you're playing a bard without telling me you're playing a bard.
But
Or
you don't have
Bard
the
Light.
stupid magical secret stuff, so it's
No,
good.
it gives me something to do with the what is it, pan flute proficiency that Arlo has.
Yeah.
Oh. Now we get to perhaps the most controversial change so far this whole list. Now referring to rolls as a D20 test.
I hate it.
It's just the same thing. But they just renamed it.
All right. I said, all
All
right.
Actually, that wasn't very nice.
It's
Actually, it was horrible. Uh,
Michael Rosen quotes.
I don't see the point in it. You just took something and renamed it and made the name dumb.
At least they fixed it with the stupid critting problem
Yeah.
that they created and then rectified.
Yeah.
There was so many. This caused problems, at least on the Reddit on D&D Next. So there was the rolling a 1. If you roll a 1, it automatically fails, obviously. If you roll a 20, it automatically succeeds. That made everyone get into a tizzy.
Which I don't
Plus-
understand because that's like a majorly accepted table rule for almost everyone who plays D&D ever.
I ain't even gonna open the can of worms. There were some good points on both sides. I thought both candidates, gave their hardest out there.
Ultimately, I voted third party.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about this. The rolling a 20. The one thing I did hate is that if you get a 20, you get inspiration.
No,
But they
I don't like
changed that.
They did change that in the new one, which we haven't even gone over to yet. But
we may have to
But
make
at the
this a
time-
two-parter.
At the
that's
time,
fine.
it really wasn't a good idea.
No.
No, it was.
Oh, you succeeded like the best way possible you can. You also get rewarded for it.
Yeah,
too.
rich getting richer out here. That just made me mad. Like, because I thought about it. Like, I was thinking about it from a play experience, like someone playing the game experience, especially a new person. And we talked about this before, but when I think about all the rules in D&D, I think about how good is this for a new player? Not how accessible, but how good is it? Like, how much fun are they going to have with these rules as a pretty new player, or even like a moderate, like 1 year, 2 year player, I don't think about these as how well they serve someone that's been playing for 5-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you're playing this game for the first time and you roll a 1 and you fail, you're probably gonna feel a little bad. And then like your buddy rolls a 20 and like gets the killing blow on the monster that you just fumbled and dropped your sword in front of, and then they also get inspiration for doing so good. That's gonna feel awful. I don't know about you guys, but if that happened to me on like my first time, I wouldn't want to play again.
I'd
be
quit.
a coward, yeah.
I don't
I'd
know.
be
Maybe we should reverse it. And if you roll in that 1, like something horrible happens, but you get inspiration.
That's what I said. I think that'd be good.
Whoa, what? That's such a good idea.
Which I think they did in the new one.
Yes, that's exactly what they did in the new one.
And then they also said that in this, DMs can no longer crit with a 20.
That was the big
Which people
controversial
didn't
thing
like,
that was
and they also
fixed.
backpedaled on. Yeah.
Yep, they did a lot, which means that they are listening to the surveys. So if there's nothing else
And
you take
us.
from this,
They're listening to us.
and us, yeah. If there's nothing else anyone listening at home right now takes from this, do the survey. Most of the time, it feels like surveys on stuff doesn't make any difference whatsoever. It seems like they are listening to these ones because they've changed a lot. They've backpedaled a lot between, like, what was it, 2 months was the time between these two UAs?
Something like that.
So they're listening.
I feel like backpedaling has a negative connotation to it. I don't think we should say backpedaling. I think we should just say that they're
Going in reverse.
They've received constructive feedback and changed accordingly.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I didn't mean it to be bad, but you're right.
No, I was the one who said backpedaling first. So
So yeah, there's the inspiration rules, talking about how the rest work. Then most of this after this point is just like, these are the rules, and this is the glossary of what the rules are. Like what a long rest is, which pretty much hasn't changed.
What?
Yeah.
You have to act it out in real life.
Ask
It's
me
part
what
of
my
our
favorite
now.
meme is. You won't?
Wait, we're acting out the rest?
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to go and sleep for 8 hours or your character does
Well,
not get a long
technically
rest.
6.
Dude, I couldn't do that, man. I
How
can't
to-
play this game.
Wizards of the Coast trying to give all of their players healthy mental states.
Yeah.
No,
Like
guys,
Pokemon
that's
Go.
the only way you can get a long rest is you have to go and sleep for at least 6 hours. Come on, guys.
The only other few things that changed, let's see. The slowed condition is new and I think fine. It's a good addition because now it's a little like you can better understand what happens when you're grappled or otherwise in the slowed condition. It seems easier to understand, but it's not a huge change. Unarmed strike. I'm not sure if this was always part of unarmed strike or not. The grapple and shove. I remember those were options, but I don't know if any of this changed at all or not. I don't think it did.
I don't believe it did, no.
And then the last thing is this new spell lists, the 3 spell lists.
Divine spells.
Return to Pathfinder /3.5.
Arcane spells.
And primal spells.
Primal.
And honestly, if you're gonna go back on to a previous edition, I don't know why they're being cowards and not taking occult spells as well.
Yeah.
Because warlock should not know arcane spells. Just
Nope.
saying.
Warlump.
Exactly. Warlump. Especially if you look at the
Wagenborf.
and we're not going to get into it in this episode, I don't think, because we're running out of time. But if
Nope.
you look at the other UA, it says like it shows you which classes have which spell lists, and like there's like 4 in arcane and then like 2 in divine and primal.
Of course.
It's just like how they have the 2 int casting classes right now, and then like charisma's got 4.
Yeah.
It's they're what just put 1 somewhere else, and then you'd have 3, 3, and 3.
Fix it.
Well, I guess you'd have 3, 3, and 2 right now, but still.
Still, that'd be more balanced.
Yeah, instead of 4, 2, 2. The rich getting richer, dude. I'm telling you.
Dang, it's almost like they're doing it because they're wizards of the coast.
Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards and coasts both use arcane spellcasting.
We're actually just dumb, and it's actually Hasbro's the one that came up with this. They went above. Yeah,
Wizards like, no, we already did it. We already did what you wanted with the charisma casters, and everyone hates that. Don't do it again. You will put 4 in the arcane spells.
Yes, my liege. I don't think there's anything new. There's no new spells. I don't think any of the spells changed.
Nope.
It's just I feel bad for clerics right now. Looking at the divine spell list, it hurts me. Although I can't remember if it was ever much better than this.
Well, it's also because they're only going up to 1st level spells in this.
True.
So you don't have the extended all the way up to 9th that clerics get.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much I like this or not, because like, right now there's like some ranger only spells and there's some druid only spells, and now those are both in primal spells, and it's fine.
Druid.
We'll talk more about like magical secrets when it comes to like taking others, because there's also the magic initiate feat, which we didn't touch at all, which was like choose a spell list, get some spells from it.
Mm-hmm.
Magical secrets, but it's an ASI and has some other rules about it. But yeah, we'll look more at spells later. Right now it's just like they're there. They're organized differently, but they're there. They're over there.
They are spell.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
Gnota Gnoblin.
Gnota Gnelf.
I'm a gnome. And you've been gnomed.
And this is why I think they should let me have half Locathor, half Grung, and call it a Locathrung.
Magic Initiate is also repeatable, actually, too. That's the other one in the list that's repeatable. But it stipulates you must choose a different spell each time. You can't just pick. Can't do the language thing. And
dang it. I want Magic Missile squared.
Me at the end of the game having Magic Missile to the 5th power.
That's how you win Dungeons and Dragons. You get all of the magic missiles.
It just ups its die every time you square it, so it goes from D4 to D6 to D8 to D10 to D12
to D20.
Wait, did you say square the die?
So I was to the 5th power.
Oh, so you would turn from a D4 to a D16 to a D64 to a D256.
Golf ball!
The last one, I think, what is that? D1018?
Call Dylan.
And I still managed to roll a 1.
And I'm still a Locathrum. All right, Jordan, you get to close us out. Final thoughts. Tell us right now.
Just homebrew shit.
All right, there you go.
Look at me, I'm orange.
And now we get to excitedly announce Nat One Podcast is making our own 2 D&D.
Woo! This has been in the works
What?
for a while, guys. We're really proud of this project coming to light
No!
finally. We're so
Yeah.
excited to be able to bring this to you.
It's 5th edition, but we call it the Bard Music Man now, and that's the whole thing.
That's the only change.
That's so yeah.
I
go to
thought
our
we were calling
Patreon.
him funny, funny jazz hands. Ha 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 ha.
That's a subclass, silly.
Oh, that's
right. College of being a silly little goof.
College of Goobers.
Jordan, end it. Editing Jordan, end it. We're getting.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks!